Welcome to your first of 4 fan-requested Friday matchups. This one features the 2004 or 2003, I forget, Arnold Classic Jay Cutler, and the 2001 Olympia Jay Cutler. Well, I used the 2001 Olympia, obviously, on this side here, and I am using the 2003 Arnold's Classics for Jay Cutler. It was actually difficult to find proper footage of the 2003 or the 2004 Arnold's Classics for that matter. So we will do what we can. After all, it is fan requested Friday, and judging by the first one, it was very close, and this one here, it's a blurry picture for 2001, and the camera angles, of course, are tilted so thusly that it is hard to make a proper decision, but I have to say, they are very similar versions, judging from the first front relaxed position. But let's head on into the poses. And wow, what a difference that a couple of years can make. 2001, his arms were so good, so crisp, so balanced and even, and just phenomenal shot for him, a phenomenal pose, rather. And this is, of course, a backstage picture for 2003 Arnold's Classics. So at this time, we'll bring an onstage one, and I know it is tilted thusly, but use your imagination, guys. Aside from that bicep, of course, his right bicep, a little smaller than the left one. Aside from that, he does look pretty good when you look at the abs, things of that nature. It's a pretty decent version, for sure. I believe his right quad, maybe a little bit smaller as well. So even if they are similar in the conditioning, I would wager to say 2001, a little bit better. And I know this front lat spread is a sad excuse for a picture of a front lat spread for Jay Cutler, the 2003 Arnold's Classics. But you can see, guys, he has a small waist. It is a similar version, you know. A little bit more crisp, I would say, in 2001. Those legs, a little more even, I believe. Look at the size of his traps in 2003, though. Fantastic. Anyway, hard to tell from the front lat spread. Now, the side shot is definitely going to 2003, I would wager to say. But I think the 2001 picture, he's not even really flexing it. I always give a loss to this one, and it's really uncalled for, I think. A little bit unjust. But like I mentioned earlier, those traps of 2003, Arnold's Classics. He must have been working on his traps. Either that or the height of the camera angle is creating more of that, and that's probably the case. Now this one here, this one really shows a hard, crisp conditioning, graininess of the pecs for 2003. So I guess in certain ways, it may be just as good. His arms look a whole lot more separated as well. You notice the tricep muscle. It looks a little bit soft. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, fairly close in the front. So it will have to do with who has the better back, and this is obvious for me. He has a soggy donk. A badonkadonk, except soggy, in 2003 at the Arnold's Classics. Come on, it is only a glute. Who cares, max muscle? Well, Arnold, if you competed in these guys' day, you'd have striated glutes too. Probably the most striated, actually. You had a Christmas tree after all. Didn't you, Oak? Yes, I did. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, victory to 2001 for sure. Rear double bicep is basically the same story as the rear lat spread. It's a good pose, mind you, for 2003, I'm sure. It's just as big, crisp along the back. But look at his soggy donk, guys. It's tremendously soggy. Now keep in mind, when I did the 2001 versus 2009 comparison, 01 looked soggy. So can you imagine how soft his old glutes are here? In 2003, he might as well have just put jean shorts on, like Daisy Dukes. Could you imagine Jay Cutler walking out there with Daisy Dukes? My glutes are a little soft, so my mom packed my my Daisy Duke, so here you go, judges. And they still give him the victory. Anyway, enough of that foolishness. This here is actually a good shot. Perhaps it's touched up a little bit for 2003, this picture, black and white. But I mean, 2001, those abs look every bit as cut. Looks like he has some abs painted on. You guys ever notice that for 2001? It looks like there's a little bit of a dark region in those abs. I don't know. Here's another one here. And you might be able to see that, like I said, maybe painted on the abs a little bit more. After all, 2001, Jay Cutler, his abs look more defined and cut, split than ever before. But I don't know, guys. Either way, that's just speculation. Probably get some criticism about that one. Pretty even, both of these versions. Now we'll go to the final pose, the most muscular, and of course, the angles are different, but use your imagination, like I said all along. 2003, Arnold's Classics. Probably just as good, aside from the torn bicep, or the missing right bicep, or shrunken, rather. And maybe his quad doesn't match it, so really it's not as good as 2001. But clearly, your winner here is 2001 because of the glutes, the conditioning. Far better. He had that soft badonk. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this first of 4 fan-requested Friday matchups, and I deeply apologize. Mark's Max Muscle has been very, very busy as of late. We're working on several projects, actually, but don't you dare worry. Mark's Max Muscle is at the top of that list, and always will be, guys, until I go off into the sunset. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. Get your request in. Have a great day.